Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka's ticket will defeat William Samoei Ruto by 9 a.m. in 2022 if that ticket is going to get the endorsement from President Uhuru Kenyatta. That's a ticket which has been tried and it has been tested. It was tried in 2013. Again, it was tested in 2017. It has everything to deliver the presidency. In 2013, because that's the only results we can get their figures. In 2013, Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga ticket garnered 5.7 million votes. President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, who were declared the winners, garnered 6.1 million votes. Mudavadi, who decided to go alone, garnered 483,000 votes. From those numbers, and considering the fact that in this country there is always rigging, there's a chance that Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka's votes were more than 5.7. So the only thing they will need is the support of the president, because the president is not going to run. I know a lot of dynamics have also changed since that time up to now. And yesterday, Charity Ngilu said something, and I actually did a video on that earlier, about the possibility of Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka working together again. The truth of the matter is that if Kalonzo is serious about becoming the president, he must work with Raila Odinga. If Raila Odinga wants to become the next president, he must work very closely with Kalonzo Musyoka. So in this video today, I want to explain to you guys why I strongly believe that Kalonzo Raila ticket will guarantee a victory in 2022. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now let us get back to business. Next year, August, Kenyans will go to the polls. And if Kalonzo and Raila are going to work together, then rest assured that they are going to win that election if they are going to be supported by President Uhuru Kenyatta. They are going to get the endorsement of the system. That's the honest truth. This is a ticket which has been tested and has been tried. The only thing they've been missing is what is called the deep state. So if the president in his own wisdom will decide, I'm going to support you guys, and the deep state is either going to create a level playing field for everybody or are going to favor you, then rest assured, Raila or Kalonzo will be the next president of the Republic of Kenya. That will be whether Musalia Mudavadi will be with them or whether Musalia Mudavadi will go it alone. Now, this will be possible because of 4 reasons. Number one is that politics is a game of numbers. These numbers are always either perceived or real. Kalonzo and Raila have the numbers they need. Before you plan to contest for the presidency, you must have the numbers. Nyanza has a total registered votes of 2.7 as per the last census results. As per the last IBC figures, they had 2.7 million registered voters. Out of those, there is Kisii, which registered 546,000. Then Nyamira also registered around, I'm just having those numbers here. Nyamira also had around 278 registered voters. in that election alone, Kisii and Nyamira kind of voted 50-50. But again, that happened because there was rigging in Kisii and there was rigging in Nyamira. In Ukambani, they have a combined vote of 1.52 million. 1.5 million registered voters. That's already, we are talking of 4.2 registered voters. So it means if Raila and Kalonzo were to declare or were to start working together, they'll begin with 4.2 million. Then you go to Nairobi. Traditionally, Nairobi has always voted with Raila Odinga or for Raila Odinga. Nairobi has 2.25 or 2.3 million registered votes. And since Nairobi has always voted for Raila Odinga, and half of it almost going to President Uhuru Kenyatta or Mwai Kibaki, then you can conclude that Nairobi will be going with these guys. Then from there, now they can start going outside. The advantage of Ukambani is that Ukambani has substantial number of votes in Nairobi. They have substantial number of votes at the coast, and also substantial number of votes in northeastern province. Places like Garissa, Kambas are there. So when it comes to numbers, these guys have those numbers to begin with. Then they can now come to Western, and they go to the coast. And just like I've consistently opined on this platform, the day President Uhuru Kenyatta will endorse Raila Odinga or will endorse that ticket, that's the day the supporters of Raila Odinga will wake up and vote. In fact, if Uhuru doesn't want Raila Odinga to become the president, then he can allow him to run, but not endorsing him. Because failure by the president to endorse Raila Odinga will mean his supporters will not take that election seriously. They'll just assume that their votes will not count. But numbers are also very important during registration. In Nyanza, for example, these figures we are seeing here, the 2.7 million figures, those are not the true figures of the registered votes in Nyanza. They were depressed. In Central, those figures were inflated. So it means the next registration of IBC, we are likely to witness new figures. And those figures might not favor the traditional support base of the president and his deputy, because they had interest in the last election, so they inflated those figures. So that's number one, game of numbers. Number two is the Musalia Mudavadi equation. If Raila and Kalonzo ticket can get the support of Musalia Mudavadi, then the better for them. If Musalia Mudavadi is going to support William Samoei Ruto, then that's going to complicate the equation for them again. But Musalia Mudavadi has no option. He will either support Raila Kalonzo ticket or Musalia Mudavadi will go it alone. I'm seeing a situation where Musalia Mudavadi will decide to go it alone in 2022. If that's going to happen, then that's going to be sweet news for Raila and Kalonzo. The only challenge is that it might lead to a rerun. If Musalia Mudavadi is going to run, then he's going to get some votes from the Luhya Nation. Of course, the Luhya Nation will, if it's not with a coalition, if it's not with Ruto and it's not with Raila, they won't take him seriously. So majority of those voters will decide to either vote for Ruto or vote for Raila. But the votes he was going to get, or he's going to get, basically are those who are not going to support Raila Odinga. So probably majority of those votes would have not voted for Raila Odinga, but would have voted for William Ruto. So Kalonzo, Musalia Mudavadi contesting as a presidential candidate would deny William Ruto votes in the larger Western Kenya. So Musalia Mudavadi factor is also there. The third factor is going to be President Uhuru Kenyatta's endorsement. Can Uhuru deliver Mount Kenya votes, the larger Mount Kenya region votes? Those votes are not important to Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoake tickets can succeed without the larger Mount Kenya region votes. Because in 2013, they got less than 2% from that region. So those votes really won't count. But by the president himself now deciding to support them would mean several things. The first thing it would mean is that there are certain individuals from the larger Mount Kenya region who will not agree to humiliate President Uhuru Kenyatta. So they'll decide to vote for the president candidate, who is Raila Amolo Odinga or Kalonzo Musyoake for that matter. And by doing that, these guys are going to gain, because there's no way Raila Odinga can lose in Central Kenya. He can only gain the numbers. He can't lose the numbers. You can't lose numbers which you don't have. You can only gain the numbers which you don't have. So those numbers, if they used to get 5 or 2%, those figures can shoot to 15 or 20 or even 30. The moment they hit 30, game shot. Importantly, President Uhuru Kenyatta endorsement would mean that other areas like Nairobi, the coastal region, where there is substantial presence of Kikuyus, can replicate. If Raila is going to get 20% in Central, then it means in Nairobi, he will also get almost additional 20% from the Kikuyu votes, then to the coastal, going forward like that. So the president endorsement is very, very important. It will also lead to resources. There are people who have made money during President Uhuru Kenyatta's term in office. There are people who are very influential around President Uhuru Kenyatta today. Some of these people would do everything to stop William Samoei Ruto from succeeding. These people will put their money in that campaign. So Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoake will campaign this time around with money, serious resources. And lastly is the deep state, because Uhuru Kenyatta is the sitting president. If he decides to support this ticket, then the ticket will get the support of the deep state. Deep state can decide to deliver a free and fair election. And that's what Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoake have always advocated for. But again, they can play around with the deep state to favor Kalonzo and Raila. When voters registration will open up, you'll just start seeing how these things are played. And the good thing, I'm here, I'll be monitoring them, and I'll be reporting to you. In the last election, it was very difficult for someone in Nyanza to register as a voter than someone in Kiambu or someone in Baringo. They made it so easy for those people to register because the kits were almost available everywhere. In Nyanza, at the coastal region, in Ukambani, registration was a bit difficult. So the deep state can decide to facilitate those areas to register just to boost the numbers. And then depress those other places. So I think if Uhuru is serious about defeating Ruto, if Raila is serious about the presidency, if Kalonzo Musyoake is also serious about the presidency in 2022, they have to work together and persuade Musalia Mudavadi to work with them. Without that, I don't think if they can defeat William Ruto. William Ruto is prepared for this election. Thank you, guys. And for those watching this channel for the first time, just like I said, click the subscribe button, that red button you are seeing there, so that anytime you produce a video like this, YouTube will notify you. And to the subscribers, give this one also a thumbs up. Bye-bye.